What is going on, everyone? It's Ricky here with Tqqq Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing Thursday. I don't know if you can't really see him right now. We have a special guest, and without further ado, I want to introduce you to Gerardo. Gerardo is our GTR or 50K cash giveaway winner. He flew in from California. We're now at my house. I needed to film a quick little recap video. But we also have the $50,000. There it goes, Gerardo, right in front of your face. $50,000, 50 G's, Dana, or he gets to choose the GTR. So we've already filmed. He already selected what he wanted. That video is coming soon, but we need to recap today because today was a pretty busy day.
Super busy.
Yep, super busy.
It's a good type of busy.
Definitely. You've enjoyed yourself while you've been here, right?
It's been a blast. It's been a blast for sure.
I love that, man. Well, let's go ahead and make this recap very, very quickly. Tqqq, I walked away with 17.7K on the day. SQQQ, I took a $140 loss, just so you guys could see both sides. It was a very simple way of trading. I mean, I think I traded live with the LPP team for the 30 minutes to an hour, and then we did the Jerome Powell live stream. I kept them up to date until my last trade, and then I just left 3,300 shares in the open because we had to pick up Gerardo at the airport. He flew in with a jet. Second, I had to go pick up the possible new supercar all the way in Phoenix and then drive it back to meet Gerardo and the team at the hangar to surprise him with the GTR or 50K. So it was a very, very busy day, but it was a very simple trade. I mean, overall, NASDAQ market, although it did sell off pre-market, it was actually showing signs of higher highs and higher lows. It's a little bit easier to see on the 5-minute time frame, and I talked about it during our earlier live stream today with the LPP team. If you look at the 1-hour time frame, people love to ask, Ricky, why do you look at different time frames if you trade off of smaller time frames, right? I normally trade off of the 1 minute or the 5 minute, but why am I looking at the 1 hour? What value does that provide? It's literally super simple, and at least this is for me. On the 1 hour, I can see the larger direction of the actual market. So TQQQ follows NASDAQ, right? So let's go back to QQQ. Every time, at least recently, that NASDAQ has pulled on back, it tends to find its support above the moving average, and above the moving average. So when asking the question, when it pulls back, where does it normally find its support? It's not rocket science. Patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't always have to. And that's why during my live trading session today with the LPP team, I pointed that out of like, hey, it doesn't have to bounce here, but based off of previous patterns, it has. So I call it a critical level, right? Where I need to make sure that I respect a potential change of direction or a potential reversal here. And right off the bat on the 1 minute time frame, right when the market opened, we began to take off. The LPP team saw me take my initial trades. I started averaging up. During Jerome Powell's speech, you saw me buy more. And during every pullback, as long as we held above the EMA, right, or we showed signs of a reversal on the EMA, I kept the LPP team up to date under our trade ideas, just making them aware of when I did take a trade, that they were aware of when I was buying more and then when I began to reduce my position size. It had a very common resistance range. I don't know if you guys could see this, but the very common resistance range was anywhere from around 364 to all the way up to highs of 365. For TQQQ, right, which is the actual ETF that I was trading, you could see that it would hit the same resistance. It would come close to right around 39.75, and then it would get rejected. It would come back, get rejected. It would go a little bit above, but then get rejected. Come back, get rejected. So it did that so many times, and it pulled back so many times that once I began to see that this was a common resistance range, I mean, I didn't sell all the way up here at 39.99. Guess what? I'm not a perfect trader, but I don't need to be to walk away in the green, right? I just need to make sure that my entries and my exits are appropriate and that they make sense to me, right? So as it sold off, again, I would ease into that position. As it became overbought and approached previous resistance levels, I would lock in profits. It would pull back, buy into it. It would become overbought. Anytime it would become overbought, again, RSI, MACD, very easy to look at previous patterns, then I would lock in profits. So much of this consolidation happened that, again, I was so busy driving and going to the different places that I was today. All I was really sending towards the end were just updates and screenshots of me selling my position or buying my position for TQQQ. And It was literally that simple. Off of the 5 minute, I mean, there's a lot of quick changes of direction on the 1 minute, but on the 5 minute, to me, it really slows things down. Once we broke above the moving average, we never broke below. And then when it really got going and it began to make higher highs and higher lows, I mean, it relatively held. There was not really a candle that closed below the EMA. There's times that it does break below, but not really a candle that closes below the EMA on the 5 minute, other than this initial sell-off where we actually got a sell signal. They actually saw an update on mine where I sent it out to the LPP team where I was like, hey, this could be a potential change of direction. I talked about the similarities between yesterday's quick rally and sell-off. It looked very similar to like market open when it rallied and then sold off, rallied and then it sold off. So I was aware of the opposite side of, hey, things can get worse before they get better, but it found an ascending support. It didn't sell off as low as we did before, and it continued to go back to retest previous highs, pulled back not as low as it did before. It was an ascending support, and then finally, as I got to the hanger and we were ready to surprise Gerardo, I closed out. I sold my last 7,000. I want to say, 7,000, just so you guys can see right here. 7,500 shares. I sold the last 7,500, and then the only dollar amount or the only position size that I had left were about 3,300 shares of Tqqq. And some of you guys might be asking, well, why would I leave 3,300 when I've sold 7,000? Again, I sold 75% of my position already. So I'm leaving 25% because there is no break-if pattern and it looks like direction is still favorable. So I'm allowing my runner to run while most of my position is locked in. I'm just allowing a much smaller position size to kind of just run and make me a little bit more money. I think by that time I was only up like 15 to 15.5K, and I made an additional nearly $2,000 just by allowing that runner to run with a much smaller position size. Of course, in a perfect world, if I knew that it was going to do this, you're right, I would have gone in with my full position. If I could predict the future, yes, I would sell at where I am right now where the market's at right now at 40.31. But guess what? I can't predict the future. I'm not here to try to, we're not here to be a perfect trader. You'll never be a perfect trader. I'll never be a perfect trader. The idea that I focus on is getting in at a healthy price point, getting out at a healthy price point when it makes sense. And today, things just made sense. So I'm very happy with how my trades played out today. It was a very simple way when it came down to trading. Direction was in my favor. And I'm very glad that it played out this way because it really allowed me to focus my time and my attention to one guy, and that is Gerardo Munoz. So I really do appreciate your guys' time. I hope that you guys enjoyed this quick little recap. You guys can let me know down in the comment section how you guys did today. And if you have any questions about your trading, then feel free to comment and I'll try to see if I can answer any of your questions. If you want to direct message me via Instagram or via Discord, that's going to be the first or third link in the description down below. And again, don't forget, I do trade live every morning. I'm going to be trading live tomorrow at Market Open with the LPP team. If you don't want to miss out and you want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, it's a one-time payment, lifetime access. You will get to watch me trade live every day. And that's that second link in the description down below. And yes, it is the biggest discount that we offer right now. Other than that, we have Gerardo here. You guys are not going to want to miss the video that we upload this weekend where we share his experience selecting his prize for the giveaway. So appreciate your time. Hope that earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.